All right, howdy, folks. Curry's here on a Monday. Is it Monday? I think it's Monday. We'll call it Monday. It's my Monday. uh, and today, obviously, we're here talking about the new episode of Bleach. And today's tone of the episode, as you can hear, my voice is a little bit different than last episode because it is a little bit more of a chill. I wouldn't say chill, but less in your face episode. Less action, I would say, but definitely the scenes with action are heavy, to say the least, I would say. But before we start all that, I do want to just say what has been going on. As you know, last week I was sick. Didn't have any really interlude videos throughout the week because I just got sicker. I don't know, I think I had bronchitis or something, I don't know. But the recovery process is finally in the stage where it's almost fully recovered, but not fully. But I am still here kicking butt, obviously, as much as I can. But yeah, that's the update. So let's get into it. All animation, I'm doing a little bit different with today's episode. All the animation on the left side is going to be from TV Tokyo and the actual episode, and then on the right side we have the manga. We are going to do a little bit of comparison between the two. A known YouTuber, I forget the name of the guy, but he's somebody I'm subscribed to. Great person. I wish I could shout you out. Who does a lot of videos on different animes, including Bleach, and he had mentioned that the actual animation is very close to the manga, or almost exactly the same. And I didn't really touch on it. I did touch on it, but I didn't really like let it put a marker and like really talk about it in length about how the animation in the actual manga, or in the actual show, is almost the same as the manga. And just a little back, I know it's been online, but for those who don't know, KUBO, the person who created, I don't know his full name, sorry, I will get on that. I did remember, or I figured out one name while I was gone. I'll get to that later. KUBO, he has been working closely this time on the animation, or the anime, unlike last time where he wasn't so much involved with the actual animation, as of what I've heard throughout sources. But let's get started. So in the manga, we're going into episode 385, and in the show, it's in the actual show, it's 368. So let's go. So first scene right off the bat, as you remember from last time, the dude, which I actually thought these guys here, they were Quincy's, because of his reaction that he had, that the Urban had last episode. He had a reaction when Ichigo was like, are you a Arankar? And I was like, how come he has the mask, all that good stuff? Well, apparently they are Arankars, and I didn't really read it. I didn't get that. I figured that they were just soldiers, like underlings soldiers. But in the next few scenes, you'll see that that isn't the case. So here is as you can see, here's the animation in the manga, very similar from the first scene. Then we go down and you can see he starts monologuing. No need to push yourself, Lattice. And then as he goes on, he's like, yes, sir. If you're not going to sit there, I guess you need some leg, or you don't need those legs, or something. He's just, you know, torturing him here at this point. And let's see if I can remember. So in the animation, or in the anime, this badass guy, I think Yuha Bach, I'm not sure, but he's just like, you motherfucker, you're gonna sit there and act like you have some purpose in this life. And he just goes in monologuing about how he's talking about the future and how this man is talking to his other friends about what he believes the future is going to be like. And Yuha Bach lets everybody know that that's not okay if you're an underling. You're not allowed to have any kind of dreams of the future or think about the future. And he asks him, do you think you're a prophet? And he's like, what? In the animation, it's very good how it shows how scared he is. I guess it's not gonna let me show that. But, so yeah, I don't know if it goes into it here. Where are you, buddy? But yeah, I don't think it does. I'm not sure if it shows it in another sequence here, but in the actual animation, like I was saying, he goes into that and he's like, are you a prophet? And the guy's very, very obviously surprised that he's asking this and scared at the same time, because you can see in his mind, he's like, how am I going to answer this? Obviously, he has his own ego and he probably does believe he's some kind of prophet, or at least knows his own future or what the future entails for him or for the people around him, he believes. But in that moment, he wants to obviously survive. So the question is it a yes or no answer? And in that situation, I don't know. I would be like, yeah, bruh. I mean, if you're going to die either way, might as well. But he goes in and says, no, I don't think that. And then Yuha Bach questions that and it's like, well, if you don't think that, then why are you talking about the future? Like, why is it important to you? You should only be thinking about the present. And then in that moment, he puts his finger up and blows his head off. Clean off. Blows his head clean off. And I do wish I could have, like, you know, a reaction video or something, but I was just like I was stunned. I was stunned because, as you know, I thought he was a Quincy beforehand. But I don't know if it does it show it. Yeah, it does. Okay. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna tell it that way, obviously. So we'll just skip that part and then go back. But yeah, so he blows his head clean off in the it's pretty bad. So as you know, they're monologuing, going off, like we said, and then poof, you know, he's done. He's done. So I mean, that was shocking in itself, right? So then it goes on, and then he's like, "Oh, Urban, you know, Urban, bro, the guy who had the like Quincy bow." I said, even though it clearly wasn't a Quincy bow. He's just like he's like, Urban, bro, you're not great, and you're not a failure either. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. And he's like, thank you, sir. Thank you. And then the line is, you know, let's get to the line. Thank you. You shall be a foundation for peace. And then again, he puts up his finger and blows Urban's head off. It's okay, baby. He blows Urban's head off. Straight clean off. Urban. The man that I was so sure was a Quincy And then he talks to somebody. I'm not sure exactly who he's talking to. I think it's one of these people with the thing over their head. And he's just going on about how these Arankars are useless, basically. They're not that great. But no matter, there can always be more made, or more. So that kind of goes in, and then we see her. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's very much same anime. I always remember it different because I kind of just cut out the boring stuff in my head, I guess. So that's what we're gonna do for the episode. Okay, I'm getting ahead. I'm getting way ahead here. So, boom. Guy's head's gone. Then we got Urban here. Urban doesn't make it through, very many scenes. And his killer is his own master, which I swear he was Quincy with the whole thing. The Quincy charm. But I don't know exactly if he is a Quincy or not. I'm pretty sure he was an actual Rankar. And then bam. So yeah, as you can see, the anime and the manga are very close in the same. It's pretty cool. So then we get a little expose here. We get Ichigo in his house with his friends talking about everything that's going on. They get a phone call on the old cellular device. That is the way they communicate with each other as Soul Reapers, and it's talking about what had happened in the last episode where the main captain, his subordinate, I don't know his name, it says it it says it in the show, so go watch it and you'll know. But where was I? So he says his name, and then talks about how he got away from the whole skirmish that happened at the end of last episode, but the guy who got stabbed did not survive. Unfortunately, it was a fatal wound, and that was the message. And whoever these people are obviously committing an act of war, and actually they're declaring war. So Ichigo's upset, everybody's upset, and he's like, I'm gonna go patrol, figure out what the hell's going on. So he's about to go out and patrol, and who do you know but oh my god, I forget his name too. Sasuke, the guy with the hat, the cool ass hat, and the robe, the green robe, and the cane. He shows up on the bed, and he's like, you guys are having a quite interesting conversation. And of course, Ichigo being Ichigo, he's like, how long you been there? And he's like, oh, I've been here for a while, just waiting for my moment to enter. And then he was like, he explained why he was actually there. And then he, instead of going on patrol, that guy with the hat, he decides to tell him or help him go to Waco Mundo, which is where this lady is at the moment. And Nell, which is this little girl here over on the right side, in Ichigo's lap. Nell is very worried at this point about everybody in Waco Mundo, including this lad, Chad, gal, queen. She's the queen at the moment. Well, she was the queen. And as you can see, she's all chained up. And all of Nell's friends are in trouble. Nell is an Arrancar. Arrancars were Ichigo's enemy probably a month ago, in layman's term of the actual timing of the show. But at this point, Ichigo is going to go in and save everybody he can with the help of Sisuke, or whatever his name is, Chad, and Orihime, which is the lovely lady, which is the girl, long hair, not this girl, but the other lady. But Uriru, there you go, the name that I couldn't remember last episode. Well, there it is, Uriru. I can't really pronounce it. Ururu Shidida. I'm totally butchering it, I know. But he decides, he is a Quincy, by the way. Nobody really knows that it was the Quincy's that attacked. We do, but nobody else knows. They will know soon enough. Says he doesn't want to go because he doesn't like Arrancars in general. All Quincy's don't like hollows, which hollows are Arrancars. They want to just eliminate hollows altogether. If you eliminate hollows according to the Soul Reaper Society, though, the living world and the Soul Reaper Society would no longer exist. So that cannot happen. Anyways, so that's why there's Waco Mundo. All the Soul Reapers are supposed to be in Waco Mundo, so all souls can be balanced or whatever. But so yeah, Nell and Ichigo, if you know the show, they've made a very strong bond throughout the years, or the year. I don't know how long it's really been, but so he's gonna go help. So they jump through a little portal, fly into Waco Mundo, and they fall on their ass pretty hard because whatever his name is, the guy with the hat, always seems to put them in a place that isn't so convenient to land. But they fall on their butt. They're ready for anything though. Oh yeah, this guy's here. He's pretty funny. All right, we're on the next episode. Okay, what? All right, so that's a little different. This is different in the show. This is definitely not in the show that I can remember. This part is. So kind of. So that's a bit different. Interesting. Interesting to see that. So up to this point, it's been pretty much the exact same. But, here's that scene, I would say. Putting it up pretty close to here. He's remembering. There was no, talking in the actual movie at this point. It was just imagery. Then we got that scene here. I don't know. Oh yeah, we got the whole remembering of what happens to Nell and how Nell ended up in the situation that she was in. They tried to escape. They did escape. That was a part of it that I didn't mention. So that scene, this scene here is just not in the anime. This. By the way. And then, yeah, we have a little expose about Urban and how he used the actual device, and they say, however, alluding to that it didn't really work, is my guess. But then they didn't go into that, so I don't know what that says. We're not gonna go. I mean, just for the show's sake, you can look at it, obviously. Pause it, read it. And then we meet our first actual Sternritter, I believe. I don't know which Sternritter this is. You can find that out yourself. I wouldn't give that away anyways if I did know it, because that would be, I feel like, would be ruining the show. But to each is their own, in my opinion. So that's the Sternritter. He's a jackass, as you'll see. Can we get his name? But there's the Chad with the hat. So yeah, just a reminder that when they did enter Hueco Mundo, Chad and Orihime went with them, which is the two on the right here. Chad is the Chad, and then Orihime is the lady. Okay, so here's the Sternritter. Jard Army. I'm pretty sure that is I'm pretty sure that's Russian. Or excuse me, German. General Hunt Commander. I don't know what that Quiligi LP. Very, very well pronounced, I'm sure. So he goes into monologuing, and in his monologue he decides to kill a few innocent people, which is always lovely. We're gonna get a few probably characters that will show up a bit later. Here on the right side, or excuse me, left side, you can see their faces under or underneath their hoods there, those two, and the rest of them are all blacked out. Well, you're sure to know that the ones that are blacked out are probably not going to survive through the next few slides. So, yeah. What's his name again? I don't know. We're just going to call him JR. That's dope. So, this is JR. I think it's actually Sternritter J. Sternritter J. I think that's what they call him in the show. In the actual show, it's Sternritter J. But we're going to call him JR. So JR, he's going off, dude. Like I said, those people without the faces aren't going to last very long. He's quite the character. I would say he's very full of himself. Doesn't take very kindly to much. I want to see some. There we go. A little bit different. The animation is beautiful, I would say. On the left side, the manga is also beautiful. The two art styles are really great, I would say. It's just amazing. And to compare them here is pretty cool. I don't know if you have a favorite. You can always comment your favorite, right or left. I would say my favorite personally. Whew, it's a hard one. That's a hard one. This is in the actual manga. A lot of these are in the anime. A lot of the shots are actually portrayed pretty well in the actual anime. So those two guys with the faces, they end up getting the upper hand for a second. Here are those two shots. But JR makes quick work of their rebellion. Decides not to end their lives though, and tells his two underlings, which he's not too happy about because they didn't say captain quick enough. His two underlings to beat their butts, but not to the point where they're dead. Only to the point where they're almost dead, and hopefully that will teach them to obey, I guess, and we can use them as the Stern Raiders can use them as soldiers. So that's the plan. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Urban, and that's why Urban actually had the Rancor mask, which I was completely wrong about. I thought it was a Quincy that decided to take in a Rancor mask and put it on. I don't know why I thought that, but it was wrong. So that is that. Those two do get their ass beat. And then Ichigo, of course, sure enough, is coming as quickly as he can to everybody's rescue. Of course, Ichigo is going to be fashionably late. And in mangas, fashionably late is never good for people's lives. Never, ever good. So we see a couple of old characters' powers show up again in this episode, a nod to some of the old people that showed up in last mangas, or Rancors that showed up in the last mangas and last animation, and seeing it in animation after 12 or 11 years was pretty cool too. So we see, oh, that's his power. I'm not exactly sure what he has or what that is. Or no. I'm not sure. This is somebody else's. I'm not exactly sure what happened here. If anybody knows if this was his power and then he killed his own soldiers, or if somebody else came in and used this and then he caught that power. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but in the animation that happens, and it cuts to these three right after he catches that. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was their power, one of their powers. I'm not sure who was who, or whose power it was. Probably, it looks like it could have been hers on the right, because she doesn't have anything in her hands. It could be the one in the middle. I'm not even sure. I'm just throwing guesses out there. It might be solved, or it might be established later. It might not be. So yeah, that was that. It was pretty cool to see that happen. Then they go into some fighting for a while. Pretty cool to see them back in action. So that is a really great fight scene through the animation. They're fighting for a while. Ichigo sees the fight from afar. He's like, somebody's fighting. He's rushing to the battlefield as quick as possible. And when he gets there, unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure if any of that happened in the animation. They were fighting for a while. I'm not exactly sure. Oh yeah, so JR is like, yo, you guys are pretty powerful. You guys should surrender and join me. And they're like, huh, think again. We're not surrendering. And then he decides to do something. He's like, I'm going to pull out my actual powers now. And Ichigo. So we get, then obviously we get a cut. But then Ichigo, from that point, Ichigo, as he's coming in, he comes over the mountain for probably 30 seconds. It must have been a quick attack is my guess. But pretty quickly shows up right after they declare that they're not going to be joining him. And the three of them unfortunately didn't make it through that 30 seconds. They did get their asses beat by whatever kind of power this is right here on the right side. While that was happening in the Soul Society, the entire situation, report on the Rebel Army invasion. I don't know if that was actually supposed to be rhyming, but so then the dude with the scientist guy, this guy on the right with the face, the weird face on the right, the very right. Thank you, Akon, for letting us know about the situation in the invasion. And then he goes on to say that it is very important to look into this rebel army because it's not just any rebel army, folks. He believes that this rebel army is the Quincy's. The Quincy's? And as we know, JR is a motherfucking Quincy. Yeah, that's a Quincy on the left. And that is basically how episode 2 ends. We get some great nods to some old characters from previous seasons or last season with the Arankar arc. And they don't last very long. I don't know if they're dead because Arankars are pretty durable and can go through a lot. So we don't know if they're actually deceased at this point. They might be, and I'm pretty sure in my guess with all of this is that the two younger ones are gonna actually show up a little bit more throughout the manga and the animation. I can't say for sure. I've never read the manga, and I obviously haven't watched the animation because it's coming out. So if you know, don't spoil it for me, or do. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. It's already out. Everybody knows, but I'm gonna guess and say that the two that everybody probably survives on the Arankar sides. We're probably gonna see those faces again, and hopefully, but maybe not. We'll see. There's the scientist letting everybody know that people are in trouble. And there you are. That is how the episode 2 went. It was an amazing show of animation and really did stick to how the actual manga went. As you can see, we just did it live here. It really did stick to how the manga went. And I think that was pretty cool. And that is it basically cuts right there, I'm pretty sure. And the show, they don't really go into after that. After that, that's the scene where they fight. So this whole thing isn't in the manga yet, or isn't in the animation yet. They might cut to it later. But this part wasn't said. So that is something to look into. I'll just put it up real quick. You can always read it, pause it. But this part didn't really get played yet in the anime. Well, that is all for this episode. On the bottom left, we have my grand summoning. Just didn't get Luhan when he was out for this year, so I unfortunately still don't have Luhan or whatever his name is. But these are some new people that I did get instead. The big one that I actually been using is Shiki. You need to check out Shiki, bro. She's pretty awesome. She like does a lot of arcing. Like she puts raises the arc pretty fast throughout all missions. Basically, also does a few other things. So she's pretty good. I don't know if there's a rating on her, but I would put her on my S minus tier. She has suited me well throughout a few missions, at least with arcing. I don't know what her actual main thing is. I think it's resistance, honestly. I'm not sure. Could look at it, but I just wanted to oh, I do need to do this. There was this for this lady or witch girl. I don't have her out yet. So I've sold Duran. This is Duran. I've sold Duran so many times, and I've needed him, so I'm keeping him this time. Where are you? Come out! Come out! Oh, there you are. Sorry. This one. I'm gonna need these 11 minutes. Jeez, I don't know what the team is. It's status ailment. I'm pretty sure that might work. Let's try it real quick. Yeah, as you can see, we're gonna get once Shiki hits her true arc, everybody's true arc's just gonna be going off for a minute. Actually, for the rest of the game, I'm pretty sure. With obviously Crest. Is it on? Use your why isn't might not be on? It is on. I don't know why. There we go. Third eye. And then it's like I don't know how many 2 over time over 40 seconds? 20 seconds? 20 seconds, I'm pretty sure. 2 arc up for every teammate over 20 seconds. So it's like 40 arc over 20 seconds. Pretty good. Not bad. Plus whatever she does for her extra, which I'm pretty sure is status ailment resistance. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure because we have no status ailment here and are destroying this boss. And I have trouble with this boss before Shiki, so it's got to be Shiki. Whatever Shiki's doing, she's doing it. I'm telling you. Bye bye. But yeah, that is Shiki. Shiki, she's been doing Shiki for me. Quite Shiki. Well, this has been Kurz. Thank you for tuning in. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Check us out on our next episode. I am still not 100%, but I am getting there. And hopefully we will have some more videos before our next update on Bleach. So tune in, check it out. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming by today, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.